Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends, Wooden Railway Adventures, Episode 7, Lorry Takes a Tumble. Random Docks is a very busy place on the island of Sodor. Lots of important goods that come to Sodor through the docks. Sometimes it can be minor stuff, like cargo, or sometimes it can be very important stuff, like the Sodor Museum car. The package controller usually asks his engines to do the work, but sometimes the packages need to be delivered where the engines can't get to, and so that's why he asked Lorry to come to the railway. Lorry is a truck. He doesn't like his job that much, and that's why he's always found complaining about his job on the island of Sodor. One day, he came rushing into the docks. He was very cross. Hector saw this. "Lorry," he said, "you could have run into something and possibly injured yourself. You should be more careful." "Pah," said Lorry. "I'm a truck. I know what I'm supposed to do. And plus, you're just a big hump of garbage." Hector found this very disturbing. "Shame on you," he said. "You don't talk to me like that." "I can if I want," said Lorry. "You're just a truck." "Don't be mean to Hector," said Murdoch. "He's very nice." "Oh, whatever," said Lorry. "Every time I try to point out a fact here, everybody makes fun of me, or no one agrees with me." "Well," said Oliver, "I have to agree with you guys," he said. "Hector does bring up a very good point." Lorry was cross now. "I'm a truck," he said. I don't need to be told what to do." And he stormed away. He was very cross. There's a special part on the island of Sodor called the boardwalk. The Fat Controller had designed it so that road vehicles could get to the construction site more easily. Lorry always delivers passengers here, and the road is very, very narrow, so the workmen always ask him to be very careful. Lorry always has to take packages up there every day, and he doesn't like it that much. The next morning, however, it was cloudy and stormy, and fog covered the area. A package was waiting at the construction site, and Lorry was to come and get it. He raced along the boardwalk and was loaded with the package. "Be careful," said the workman. "We don't want you tumbling off the side there." "I won't," said Lorry. "I know what I'm doing." "Okay," said the workman, "but be careful." Lorry had not thought about what was about to happen. Since he had come forward on the boardwalk, he had to go backward on the boardwalk. He hadn't thought about that before. "Bother," he said. "Oh, well, I can do this." He started off very fast. "Slow down," said the workman. "Be quiet," he said, but then he realized suddenly that they were right. His wheels slipped because of the fog, and the road was wet, and now he was dangling off the side. "Oh, no," said Lorry. "This is very bad." And it was. Lorry was dangling off the side, and plus the package was very heavy. It was so heavy that the package slipped off of Lorry and it crashed onto the track below. "Oh no," said Lorry. "I've been a very silly Lorry all this time." And the workmen had to agree. "Help," said Lorry. "Please, someone come save me." But the yard froze. They wanted to see what happened to Lorry. Lorry couldn't hold on anymore. He tried to give one last shot at it, but it was too late. He then tumbled off the side and crashed at the bottom. "Oh, my head," he said. "It hurts. It hurts." Harvey soon arrived with the breakdown train. And the Fat Controller also arrived too. "Harvey," he said, "clean up this mess immediately. And I'll have a few words for Lorry after you're done." "Yes, sir," said Harvey. And in no time, Lorry was back on the road, but he was in no condition to drive in. So then Mike came with a cargo car to put him in. "Thank you, Harvey," said the Fat Controller. "Now you may go into that siding and rest. You guys have done a busy day's work." "Thank you, sir," said Harvey. Lorry was loaded onto the cargo car. "You've been very silly, Lorry," said Sir Topham Hatt. "I know, sir," said Lorry, "and I'm sorry." "You better be," said the Fat Controller. "You've caused serious confusion and delay. That cargo car was for the Duke and Duchess." "Oh, I should be ashamed of myself." "You should be," said the Fat Controller. "Meanwhile, you have to go to the works to be repaired. You're in no condition to drive around Sodor. It may take a while, like 1 or 2 weeks." "Yes, sir," said Lorry. "And Mike," he said, "thank you for helping us in this crisis." "You're welcome, sir," he said. "As a reward, you have completed your trial and passed, so now you will stay on the railway." "Oh, thank you, sir," said Mike. "Thank you," he said. "You've been very useful to the railway." And Mike set off. "You know something?" said Mike. "What?" said Lorry. "You're very silly." "I know that," said Lorry. And they both had to agree.